Okay, so this is our day 2. Good evening, everyone. And we are starting engineering mathematics and we are continuing the class linear algebra continued. So our last topic was singular matrix, and we know what is singular matrix when we find out determinant of any matrix, and if the determinant comes to 0, then we call that matrix is singular. The matrix A which is given is singular. Guys, today you all may face some kind of noise from my side because they all are cracking outside, and if continuously from morning I am getting noise. So they are celebrating Diwali here, and now you see, try to relate this thing with very small concept. You know, like 1 by 0 or any number by 0, it is undefined, right? It is not defined. So in same way, if your matrix, the data of the matrix is coming to 0, then its inverse does not exist. So for that you take a note: if determinant is not 0, then the matrix is known as non-singular matrix. Non-singular matrix. But if the matrix is singular, singular means, this is the idea. It means what? If determinant of A is equal to 0, then its inverse means what? A inverse does not exist. Copy down. I'll change the page, and then we'll go for a new topic that is known as equality of two matrices. Inverse. I have written here inverse. Inverse symbol we write A power minus 1. What is A here? A is representing any matrix. So if the matrix is given, you have to find out the determinant of matrix to check whether it is singular or not. If it's 0 coming, then singular. Now we go for another topic under same. So that topic is like all types of matrix over now. So take the heading, new heading as when will you say that two matrices are equal? Like suppose I have one number x and I have one number y, and if I am saying that these two numbers are same, it means what? Magnitude of this number and this number is same, like 2 is equal to 2, right? So in same way, two matrices are also being equal. So take the heading as equality of two matrices. Heading is equality of two matrices. If my handwriting is not very clear, try to focus on my words also. Equality of two matrices. Now see, suppose we have two matrices. It's very easy. Suppose I am having one matrix as, suppose A is equal to, just fill the element. Suppose x minus y is one element, p plus q is another element, p minus q is another element, and x plus y is another element. And now I have another matrix. In that another matrix, suppose the values are 2, 5, 1, 10. And I want to, if the condition is given that for what value of x and y and p and q these two matrices are equal, like we can make a question for, guys, are you getting noise from my side? Crackers noise? Is it okay? Can I continue the class? Okay. No, okay, fine, then fine. So, okay, then fine. I will continue the class. So for what value of x, y, p and q, the given matrices will be equal to each other. So actually guys, condition is when two matrices are given, so first thing, they can be given if and only if their size is given. So we will solve this numerical, but before that you write down condition. What is the first condition? First condition is they must be of same size. You know what is the meaning of size here? Size means here you can see it is 2 cross 2 matrix. So here it must be 2 cross 2 matrix. Then only we call them as same size matrix. And next, if the matrix is equal, then elements of the respective positions will be equal. So how will you mention that? You will say that the elements in the corresponding places of both, I will erase here, at the top I am writing, of both matrices must be same. So suppose I am taking any element A which is sitting at location 2 2, and this element I am copying from matrix, first matrix, and suppose I have another element B, but this is also sitting at location 2 2, then these two elements should be equal, and this is valid for all the elements. So A sitting at ij location must be equal to B sitting at ij location. So here A is representing element, any element from matrix A, and B is representing any element from matrix B, and because here also ij and here also ij, it means we are talking about the same location in the matrix, in the both matrix. Okay, so we will apply this concept and we will try to find out xy values. So guys, you work out fast and give me xy values. I am raising the question here. Work out fast and give me xy values. So I am giving set of answers. First answer for the xy value. Here x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4, p is equal to -3, q is equal to 2. Now second set of answer, x is equal to -6, y is equal to 4, p is equal to -3, q is equal to -2. Now third set of answers, x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4, p is equal to 3, q is equal to 2. Now fourth set of answers, x is equal to 6, y is equal to 4, p is equal to -3, q is equal to -2. Which of the following is correct, guys? Solve fast. Okay, 3 students, very good. Yes, it is p plus q actually. This is p plus q, my mistake here. Very good. So it is very easy question. You have to equate x minus y with 2. So you will be getting x minus y with 2 and x plus y with 10. So x plus y with 10. So you got two equations in x, y, and we can solve. Add both the equations, you will be getting 2x is equal to 12. So x is equal to 6. Now substitute x is equal to 6 here. So you will be getting y is equal to 4. And then in same way, you copy down p minus q is equal to 1. So p minus q is equal to 1. And then you have another equation, p plus q is equal to 5. P plus q is equal to 5. Add both, so you'll be getting 2p is equal to 6. So p is equal to 3. And that's why substitute this p value here. So your q is equal to 2. So this set of answer is correct. Now this is how we can know that, okay, to if like these kind of questions we can expect. And actually this is a tool, so we'll be using in heavy topics, this tool we'll be using. Now we'll go for addition of matrix, like how do we add two matrices. I'm changing the page. Take the heading as addition of two matrices. Again, we'll take one example to understand this. So you have condition. Two matrices you can add again if and only if they have same size. So take the example. Suppose you have 1, 2, 3, 5, and suppose you have B is equal to 4, 6, 7, 8. Now suppose we have to find out A plus B. So when you are finding out A plus B, then what you have to do? You have to draw same size of matrix. This you can see 2 cross 2 matrix. This also you can see 2 cross 2 matrix. So your answer will come 2 cross 2. And elements of respective positions you will add, like this and this, 1 plus 4. And this 2 and this 6, 2 plus 6. This 3 and this 7, 3 plus 7. Then this 5 and this 8, 5 plus 8. So you'll be getting final answer as 5 here, 8 here, 10 here, 13 here. So this is how we have to add elements of matrix. I mean two matrix. And if you have to add three matrix, then we have to go in same way. Suppose one more matrix is given, that is matrix C, and values are given here. So again respective answers will add, like whatever is sitting here, whatever is sitting here, and whatever is sitting here. And again keep in mind order should be same. This matrix should also be of 2 cross 2. So we will note down few things about addition of two matrices. I am changing the page. So take down condition. First condition, matrix addition is commutative. Means if you will add A plus B or if you will add B plus A, answer is going to be same. That is called commutative. Then second one, if you have suppose three matrices and you are adding like A plus B and then you are adding the answer in C, so it will be exactly equal to if you are adding B plus C first. So this kind of concept is known as associative. So matrix addition is associative. Actually guys, why are we bothering about these names? Because in GATE exam, if these names are coming, commutative, associative, then you should know, okay, what is the meaning of these names, these words. So anyone can easily like forget, like confusions may come something. So you keep in mind, like, okay, if you have two means co. We have a trick to remember this. You know, in schools we have co-education. Co-education means girls and boys, they are coming together. Okay, so CO means girl and boy, like this you can keep in mind. So commutative means it is valid for two additions like this. And then you go for associative. Now associative trick is like association. We have association means more people will be there in the group, association like that. So we have three. So with this basic trick, or you can have your own trick also, no problem. Now we go for third one. Existence of additive identity. What does it mean? Suppose, you know, if you have any matrix, if O is any matrix and that is of order BO M cross N matrix, and suppose imagine in previous classes this O we have taken symbol for null matrix. So matrix with each element 0. then if you're adding A plus O, it means the null matrix you are adding with any matrix, then that will be equal to you are adding in this way also. And finally you are going to get A, and order will not change, m cross n. Easy concept, very easy concept. Simply for the theory purpose, giving these details. So actually this is known as why this simple word I'm teaching here. We know this, like this will happen, but the word, the sentence word, additive identity. So existence of additive identity is there or not? So yes, it is there. In same way, there is something called, suppose I will say in advance, existence of additive inverse. Then you will be confused. Okay, what is the meaning of existence of additive inverse? But if I teach, you will be comfortable with the name. Okay, so I'm changing the page. So take the fourth point as existence of additive inverse. See guys, here additive inverse. It means what? In addition, you have to change the sign. Change the sign means it is like this. Suppose, so first you take down what is the meaning of this. Let you have any matrix A, and that matrix A, all the elements I am writing as ij, means locations I will write here, and I am just considering my order is of m cross n or m into n, whatever you want to say. Now, just imagine then, what will be the negative matrix? Then the negative matrix A is defined as matrix minus Aij m cross n and denoted as minus A. So we will say that minus A, so you write like this, matrix minus A is additive inverse of A, because it follows, if you are adding minus A with A, then you are going to get null matrix, and same null matrix you will be getting because it is commutative, addition is commutative. So A plus minus A, and just make sure here this O is null matrix. Now see, I am going to give you one tricky question, and topic will be very easy, whatever I have taught till now. Just I will try to twist the question, and let's see how many of you are doing mistake in the question. I will change the page. Question. Suppose A, O and I represents any matrices of same order where A is any ordinary matrix, O is null matrix, and I is identity or unit matrix. Which of the following is correct statement for existence of I can make this question little more tough. So I can remove this. Which of the following statement is true? Then I will be having better chance. Okay, now first option. A plus O is equal to O plus A is true, or A plus I is equal to I plus A is true, or O plus I is equal to I plus O is true, or A plus O is equal to plus I is equal to A plus O plus I is true. Guys, choose the option. Very good. Very good. Actually, you see all are correct here. So this question will fall under category of MSQ, multiple select question. So guys, all the options are correct. If you'll add like this, this is acceptable. Add like this same answer will come. Add this and this same answer will come. Add this same answer will come, right? Now, in matrix also we can cancel. I'm changing the page. Suppose like in mathematics, you remember if we have x plus 2 is equal to y plus 2, then this 2 we can cancel, right? So in matrix also we can cancel this. So take down fifth heading as cancellation law holds good for addition of matrices. Like for example, suppose I have any matrix A and I'm adding this matrix with X, and then I have any matrix B, with that also I'm adding X, right? So this X and this X we can cancel, means my answer will look like A is equal to B. And of course, order does not matter when you are adding two matrices, because main condition to add two matrices is their individual orders must be equal. Order in the sense, if you are shifting like this and like this, like you are writing X A here, does not matter. Answer will not change. Now, how to subtract two matrices? So, subtraction. I'm taking everything in detail because there will be some students, they have forgot matrix long back. That's why I'm going into too much detail. Subtraction of two matrices. How to subtract two matrices? The way we have added, in same way we should subtract. Suppose you have A and B, two matrices to subtract. So your first condition is your order must be same. Must be same for both. So that I'm writing as M cross N must be same for both. Means order must be same for both. So in that case, suppose we are looking for A minus B. So this A minus B is nothing but it is the indication that you have to subtract matrix B from the given matrix A, right? So A matrix you write as it is, and then you put plus sign and then you put minus sign. It means what? For this B, you calculate minus B and put here. How do we do that? Just by using minus sign in the elements, right? And always keep in mind, if A minus B you are getting any answer, then same answer you will not get for B minus A. There can be certain conditions where you can get the same answer, but in general, this statement is not true. For some special cases, your answer can be true. And how do we subtract? Individually, we have to subtract. Okay, Gaurav, I'm going back to tricky question. Take down. Yes, this was the question. Take down. Tick on the screen once you are done. Don't be in hurry, guys. Take neat and clean notes. We have sufficient time to complete mathematics, engineering mathematics. Don't worry. Gaurav, take on the screen once you are done. Okay, very good. This part, guys, tick on the screen once you are done. Done. Okay, I'm changing the page. Yes. Okay, actually see, if you are cancelling this x and this x, then this a and b are coming equal. It means what? Definitely in the beginning itself they are equal. Or if they are unknown matrix, then we can say they are satisfying a is equal to b in the last. It means what? The reality is they are equal. Like for here in this example you see, Sagar, are you getting? Sorry, Akash, you are getting? Yes. Like right now we don't know the values of x and y. But once I will cancel this 2 and 2, then I will write like x is equal to y. It means what? Whatever values are there, they are equal. Okay. Now see, some people may be confused in this way. Suppose there is any matrix A, but elements of matrix are different. Whatever elements we are having here, they all are different elements. And we have element like this. So again here, whatever elements are present, they all are different elements. And you are finding out determinant of this matrix. In short, you say det of this matrix. And you are finding out det of this matrix also. Fortunately, after finding out det of both the matrix, det is being equal. But if the det is being equal, it does not mean the matrices are equal. Get my point? Matrices are equal if every individual element sitting at proper location should be equal to another matrix elements corresponding locations, right? I hope you're getting. It has nothing to do with the det. You can have different matrix, but their determinants are same. There is a possibility, but that will not define that two matrices are equal. Okay, guys. Now we are going for the better topic, that is multiplication of a matrix by any scalar quantity. Means, I will change the page. Take down heading as multiplication of matrix by a scalar quantity. Multiplication of matrix by a scalar quantity. What does it mean? Suppose I have any matrix, and in this just consider any matrix like 1 minus 1 0, 2 3 1, 1 2 1. Okay, now in this matrix you are going to multiply this matrix, you are going to multiply with a scalar quantity. Suppose I am going to multiply with a quantity called lambda a. Just imagine lambda a. So what is lambda? Lambda is that scalar number, or lambda you can just consider as suppose this lambda is equal to 2. Okay, it means what? I am going to calculate 2a. So now see, this 2 will get multiplied in every individual element. Now what kind of confusion students are having? Some students may think that in childhood memories, somewhat memories you may have, Some students may think that this 2 we will multiply only in one row. This kind of memory you may have. But no guys, we have to multiply this 2 in every individual element, then like in all the nine elements, right? I hope you got. So your 2a will be like the new matrix. If you multiply 2 here, it will be 1 into this 2 will be 2. Then 2 minus 1 minus 2. 2 into 0, 0. Multiplication. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 3, 6. 2 into 2, 2. 2 into 1, 2. 2 into 2, 4. 2 into 1, 2. My multiplication is correct, I hope. Now, whenever you are multiplying in this way, we have certain properties. So, your first property is, suppose you are adding two matrices, A and B. And in the final answer, you are multiplying with a constant number, lambda. So, this will also be valid if you will multiply lambda individually and then you add both the matrix. It is valid. Now suppose, it is also valid, another case, suppose you have two constants added together. Suppose here P is representing any constant number, suppose that constant number P is equal to 2, and plus you have another constant number. They are not matrices, they are constant numbers like lambda. So suppose Q is any number, suppose 3, and there is only one matrix given as A. So what is basic procedure? You add this 2 plus 3 is equal to 5, and then that 5 you can multiply in this A, or you can do in this way also, that first you multiply this 2 with A, so P into A, then you multiply this Q with A, means 3 into A, so Q into A. This is also valid. And suppose, third property, suppose you have two numbers multiplied together. Suppose you have P a number, Q another number, they are multiplied together. And then you are multiplying with the matrix. So actually, it means what? First I multiplied P and Q together and then I am multiplying in A. So I can also do like this. Multiply P later, first multiply Q with A. Or I can also do like this. Multiply Q later, first multiply P with A. Take down. Now, you should have all these basic concepts very clear. Now, suppose I am giving the fourth property. I am erasing this. In fourth property, you do like this. Suppose you have any negative scalar quantity, suppose minus 2. So I am writing as suppose minus lambda. And this minus lambda, suppose this total thing you consider as minus 2. And suppose this I want to multiply with the matrix. Then you can do like this. Minus sign you leave here. This 2 you multiply with the matrix. Or you can do in this way. This lambda you can leave outside. And this minus you can multiply with A. So lambda minus A. Okay. It is lambda minus A. Like minus A you are multiplying with lambda. They all will give same answer. So in this topic we learned we are multiplying with any scalar number. Now we will learn we are multiplying two matrices together. So there we have more detail when we will multiply two matrices together. Changing the page. It is very easy. This multiplication, almost everyone knows this. So we will go through one example and after that I will give you some notes like how this works. Suppose first thing is very important. Suppose you have any matrix A and this matrix is of order. So first take the heading. Heading as, okay, I'm going to the previous page. Take down. And if in any point if you have doubt, ask immediately in the live class. Done? Okay. Don't hesitate guys, ask doubt. Now see, heading is multiplication of two matrices. This is your heading. Take down heading. Okay, so if I write something on the screen, then meeting will get over and then I will lose all the content. So it's better I will end the meeting and you guys join now immediately. Join, guys. I'm ending the meeting. Multiplication of two matrices. Let them join, let them join. Okay, so one thing, when I was teaching addition, that time I taught if A plus B exist, then it will also be equal to B plus A. It means what? This guy will also exist. But in case of matrix, commutative law, like it has to be there, it has to be followed. No, not at all. It's not like that. Okay. So you have to write here, first thing, multiplication is not commutative. Is not commutative. Guys, these words are actually important. You should know the meaning of all these words. Commutative. What is the meaning? Meaning is, suppose you are multiplying AB, okay, and AB exists. So it does not mean that BA will also exist. No, it does not mean. Now, what is the condition we have? Suppose I have to multiply matrix A. So I should know what is the order of matrix A. Suppose my order is M cross N. And now I have another matrix B. This has order, suppose P into R. See, I'm writing P into R and I'm saying P into R and writing Q into R. So P into Q. So actually, if you want to make this possible, here you should put multiplication. If you want to make this multiplication possible, then this multiplication will be possible if and only if this guy and this guy, they are same. Means column of the first matrix, this is column, right? And row of the second matrix. These numbers should be equal. For example, if and then whatever answer you will get, suppose you are getting an answer that is matrix AB. So order of this matrix AB will be the remaining. M is remaining, cross Q is remaining. M cross Q. This should be the order of new matrix. Okay. Now here we understood that commutative law is not worth, it not followed in. Gaurav, you didn't understand? I'm saying that whatever numbers is written here, the same number should be written here, then only you can multiply two matrices. Okay, for example, okay, let me give example. Suppose I'm having any matrix A, and this matrix looks like 1, 1, 2, minus 1. Okay, so what is the order? 2 into 2. Now I have a matrix, another matrix, which is B. This matrix I'm giving as 1, 1, minus 5. Now I want to know, can we multiply these two matrices? So guys, tick here yes if you say yes, tick here no if you say no. Can we multiply these two matrices? No. Gaurav, did you understand now why can't we multiply? Because you check the order. So guys, you tell me what will be the order of matrix B? Order should be, okay, tick on the screen. Order should be 1 cross 3 or 3 cross 1. Tell me. Very good. Number of rows and then number of columns. Okay. First you have to write number of rows. So how many rows are there? Only one row is there. And then how many columns? 1, 2, 3 columns are there. So 1 and 3. But then you check value of n and value of p. It means this value is 2 but this value is 1. So multiplication we cannot do. Okay, very good. Now I'll change the page. Now go for third point. Like here I was explaining, you can see multiplication is not commutative. It means you cannot change like this because order will change. For example, in this case itself, suppose in this matrix itself, I will add one more row. Suppose 2, 1, 3. I'm adding one more row. Then the order will become 2 cross 3. So right now this 2 and this 2 is matching. So A into B matrix we can find out. How to find out I will let you know soon. But if you want to find out from the same given data of A and B, if you want to find out B into A, it is not possible. Why it is not possible? Because order of B if you check, then this is 2 into 3. But order of A if you will check, it is 2 into 2. Then again this 3 and this 2 is not matching. So that's why B it is not this acceptable. So that's why this I have given. Okay, now we should know there is something called associative. Just now we have done in addition, right? So associative term is valid. Means I change the page. So go for some third or fourth point. Which point? Let me check. Third point. Go for third point. Now in third point, you write that matrix multiplication is associative. Sorry. Yes, correct. It's associative. It means suppose you have one matrix A and you are multiplying with B and you are multiplying with C. And you are able to multiply. It means you are following that order property. So in this, which two matrix you are multiplying first? Suppose I decided that I have to multiply B and C first. And I am finding out that order wise I am doing good and I am able to get the answer. Suppose B and C you are multiplying first. It means what? The suppose order of B matrix is 2 into 1 and order of C matrix is suppose 1 into 3. Then if I'll multiply both, then I'll be getting a matrix BC that will be having order 2 into 3, the remaining portion, right? 2 into 3. Now this I am going to multiply with a new matrix, this matrix A. Okay, so what should be the order of A? See, row can be anything, but column must be 2. So row, suppose row is 4, but column is 2. So this 2 and this 2 now they are same. So I can multiply them. Okay, so I'll be getting a final matrix as A, B, C with order 4 cross 3. Okay, now this is only the left hand side. So if multiplication is possible, then it will be possible in this way. But they are saying matrix multiplication is associative. Means we can change the brackets. Means I can first multiply A into B and whatever answer will come, that answer I can multiply with C. Okay, let's check whether it is possible or not. So what was the order of A? Order of A was 4 into 2. So order 4 into 2 I am multiplying with which order? B into C. Sorry, B. What was B? B order was 2 into 1. So this 2 and this 2 is matching. Okay, so means what? If you will multiply these two, then final order will be remaining 4 into 1. Now what is the order of C? Order of C I have taken 1 into 3. 1 into 3. So you can see this one and this one is again same. So 4 into 3. The final answer will come in which order? 4 into 3. So here also 4 into 3. Okay. So means you have to take this and you roughly you note down this also. So it will give you idea, okay, what is the sense of this. Now suppose fourth point. Now suppose I want to distribute the multiplication. For example, I have a matrix A. This I want to multiply with a matrix which is addition of two different matrices. So can I distribute? Like this? Guys, what do you think? If you are saying yes, tick here. If you are saying no, tick here. This is possible. Then will this be possible or not? That is my answer. The left hand side is possible. So I am asking right side will be possible or not. So what do you think? This is not the scalar number. This is matrix with matrix. Okay. You guys are correct actually. So let's see how to understand this. Because see, we are able to multiply and we are able to add two matrices. So one thing is clear. Their orders will be exactly same. So suppose I am considering matrix B is of order 3 into 2 and matrix C is also of order 3 into 2. So you can check here. This time because you are adding, so you don't have to bother these two guys. These two guys you have to bother only in case of production. I mean multiplication. Right now no problem because we are simply adding. So because we are adding, so you have to see the total 3 into 2, 3 into 2. It should be exactly equal. Number of rows should be equal to number of rows. Number of columns should be equal to number of columns. But when you are adding this, then you will be getting a final answer. That answer will also be having same order 3 into 2. Now this order matrix, the final answer, you are going to multiply with order A. So in A order you have condition. That condition is because here you have 3 and 3 is the rows for this new answer. So here your 3 should be the column. So here you can have any number, but here you must have 3. Okay. And of course when you will open this, then B is also of same order 3 into 2. C is also of same order 3 into 2. So we can do this. And here condition is this can be anything. So based on this, they can make statement wise questions. So it's like suppose A is there and here they are putting A into 2 into B. Okay, I'm making one question. Let's do this question. If A, here you have order A into B, we are multiplying with B, here we have order P into Q, and multiplying with matrix C, here we have order X into Y. So which of the following statement is true as a condition to make this product possible? Okay, you take down first. A should be equal to P should be equal to X. Then second, B should be equal to P should be equal to X. Then third, B should be equal to P and comma Q should be equal to X. Fourth one, A should be equal to P comma P should be equal to X comma, Q should be equal to Y. Tick on the screen, yes. So this kind of question, see right now, like immediately I am creating the question, so the quality of question can be low. But if I will take time to create this question at home, so I can twist this question highly. So this kind of question may appear in the exam. Okay, I'm changing the page now. So in previous topic, main idea was that if A is multiplying like B plus C, then we can open it's like AB plus BC. We can AB plus AC. We can open like this. This was the idea. Okay, now we'll go ahead. Now in the fourth point, you take the equation AB is equal to O. Now why I'm calling this as equation? Because here I have A as a matrix and B as a matrix and O as also matrix. That is, this is not zero, guys. This is O. O represents null matrix. Okay. Now see, if any equation is coming AB is equal to 0, it means what? If I have a matrix, if I have another matrix and answer is coming 0. So it is not necessary that any one has to be 0 or both has to be 0. It is not necessary. Okay. So you complete sentence like this. Because maybe A is non-zero, B is non-zero. I mean, their dates are not 0, but fortunately their product is coming 0. That is my point. So in that way you take, like for example, you take, like you see 1, 1, 1, 1, and you see 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1. So here values are completely given there, right? So it is not null matrix. No one is null matrix. But if we are multiplying, then are we going to get what kind of matrix we are going to get? So we are going to get null matrix completely 0, 0, 0, 0. You can verify this. Just copy down this. No need to verify. Just copy down this. We'll go ahead. What is my point here? Main point is, it is not necessary that this guy has to be 0 or this guy has to be 0 or any one of them had to be null matrix, then only answer will come down. No, it's not like that. So how will you mention this in statement? The equation AB is equal to O does not imply that here I want to write but no space, so I'm writing here, does not imply that at least one of matrices A and B must be 0. So it does not so it is not a hard and fast rule. One can be 0, then definitely will be getting 0. But condition is, you can see, even though the elements are finite, but we are getting. So there is possibility. So even this kind of question can be framed in statements. So you should go on the drive, and on the drive when you will tackle these kind of like all the questions, previous year GATE questions I have given with solution. So you go to drive and take down, because see it will take 3-4 days to deal with all the basics of matrix. We will learn everything, whatever I have given in the first class, all the topics, rank, eigenvalues, eigenvector, we will learn everything. Currently basics are going on. So whenever you find time, go to the drive and see some selective questions, and whatever we are able to solve. Okay, try them. Solution is there. I will change the page now. Okay, again the condition. Suppose I am multiplying two matrices A and B and I am getting null matrix. It does not mean that if I will multiply the reverse. Yes, Hafza. We started math 8:30. Now suppose A and B I am multiplying and I am getting null matrix, then it is not necessary that B, A will also be null matrix. It is not necessary. You know, in fact, B and A may not be possible also. So you also take down. In fact, B, A may not exist. We are not sure. B, A may not exist. May not, you put here even word. So statement will be more proper. In fact, B, A may not even exist. Like for example, if I have a matrix A which is of order 3 into 1 and I have a matrix B which is of order 1 into 5, and suppose I am multiplying this and it is coming null matrix of order 3 into 5. But you can see here this product is possible because 1 and 1 is matching. But if you will do reverse, like B which is order of 1 into 5 and A which is order of 3 into 1. So in hurry burry you may think okay 1 and 1 is matching, but no guys, you don't have to check that part. You have to check this 5 and 3. They are not matching, so this product will not exist. And even though if these two are equal, then it is not necessary that the same answer will come. It is not necessary. In case of algebra, our numerical algebra, if you multiply 2 into 3 or you multiply through 3 into 2, answers are same. 6 here and 6 here. But in case of matrix, if answer is coming same, no problem. If answer is not coming same, that is our general condition. Okay, I'll change the page now. Now some tricky points we'll discuss. Take the 6th point. Suppose we'll take in this way. Suppose we have A into B as a product, which is possible. And then I have A into C, another product which is possible. So in that case, this A and this A we can cancel. So if we are cancelling these two, then we are getting matrix remaining as B is equal to C. And here we have a big condition. What is that big condition? A should be non-singular matrix. A should be non-singular matrix. Non-singular. Guys, keep in mind what is non-singular matrix. If you are finding out determinant of A, it should not be 0. Now, why I am saying like this, that A should be non-singular? Because suppose A is singular. Suppose A is singular. So it will be 0 into B. Det of A will be 0. And here also det of A will be 0 into C. Now suppose I want to cancel this 0 into 0. So for that reason I am sending 0 down. So 0 by 0, B is equal to C. So do you think you can cancel 0 and 0 in one time? Do you think we can cancel 0 and 0 in one time? How many of you agree? Put yes here. If not agree, put no. Do you think we can cancel 0 into 0 in one time? Do you think? No? Why we can't cancel 0 by 0? Why we can't cancel 0 by 0 in one time? Logic? Why can't we cancel? Why can't we divide 0 by 0 in one time? Logic? Anyone? Anyone? Because here we have contradiction. Here we have trouble in the explanation. What is the trouble? See, in the 0 by 0, this numerator is saying, because I am 0 and sitting in the numerator, so whatever value you will divide, final answer should be 0. But the bottom 0 sitting in denominator is saying, because I am in the denominator, so I don't care whatever is sitting in the numerator, I will give answer infinite. So that's why they both are at different level. So that's why we have contradiction. So that's why we say 0 by 0 does not exist. So one will never come. Okay, I hope it's clear. Now we'll go ahead. When we are cancelling A and A, we are making sure this A is non-singular. And this kind of cancellation is known as left cancellation law, because left side matrix we are cancelling. Okay, now you just mention here somewhere left cancellation law. Now just oppose it. Suppose you have any matrix which is looking like B into A, and suppose you have another matrix which looks like C into A. Then this A you can cancel. Again the condition is same. A should be non-singular. What is the meaning of non-singular? When you will find out determinant, it should not be 0. See, I am sitting in Chennai and people outside, they are enjoying the crackers. I am badly missing my home. Okay guys, I'll change the page now. You know, in earlier days, in earlier years, I did not, there was class on Diwali also. There used to be classes on Diwali time also, on main Diwali also, because that time offline class was going on. So students used to come to meet in the center. So we used to take class, but not fully class, like half class or like 2 hours class something. Okay, I'll change the page now. Now your next heading is trace of matrix. Trace of matrix. नहीं प्राची, सारी classes हैं. We have all the 3 classes. Trace of matrix. What do you mean by trace of matrix? It is important topic. Now slowly we are entering into the like heavy topics. What is trace of matrix? So it is very easy to understand. Suppose you have any matrix. Suppose I am giving any matrix A is equal to, it looks like this. Suppose I am giving 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 2, suppose 0, 0, 1. Okay, so what is trace of matrix? Trace of matrix means these elements. How will you say these elements technically? What is the name? Element sitting in the main diagonal, or you say principal diagonal elements, or you simply say diagonal elements, because if you simply say diagonal, it represents principal diagonal, and these elements are known as off diagonal elements. But we are not talking about these, we are talking about the main diagonals, right? So trace means you have to add those elements. So you will show like this. Trace of matrix, you will say TR bracket A. This TR will represent trace. Trace means add all the 3. That's all. So whatever answer will come, that will be trace of the matrix. So 1 plus minus 1 plus 1. Okay. So it will be 1 and 1 0, and this 1 is remaining. I hope my addition is correct. Now I am framing a question based on trace matrix. Question: lambda is any scalar number and A is any non-singular square matrix of order 3 into 3. Which of the following is correct? Option 1. See, any matrix A is given and any number lambda is given. Now, based on the trace topic, I am framing a question. Okay. So, trace of lambda A will be equal to trace of A. Second, trace of lambda A will be equal to lambda cube trace of A. Trace of lambda A will be equal to lambda trace A, trace of lambda A will be equal to 3 lambda trace A. What do you think, guys? Which option is correct? Think and tick on the screen. Very good. That is correct option. So these kind of questions we can expect. Theoretically also they are framing questions, okay? So we can expect this question. This is the third option is absolutely correct. And because you guys are correct, so no need to explain. I will change the page. Copy down. Okay, let's have one more question. For the same condition means I am considering this as my major question. Like, so this was which of the following statement is correct? So under that, consider this as your first question, in which this option is correct. Now for same question, the second condition you correct. So now second question. In second question, options are trace of matrix A plus B. If I am finding out, then what do you think? And do you think trace of A will be equal to, add with trace of B? Actually, it is not T, it is TR. And or you think trace of A plus B will not be equal to trace of A plus trace of B, or you think trace of A plus B will be equal to trace of A into B, or none? Which option is correct? Option A, option B, option C, option D. Yes, option A is correct. Actually, here when we are finding out trace, then we are going to find out the sum of the diagonal elements, and here also the sum of the diagonal elements. Or you do one thing, first add the diagonal elements and then find the sum. That is also correct. Then find the sum means trace. Okay, only for, see guys, trace means only diagonal elements. Whenever trace word is coming, keep in mind, trace will come, transpose will come, inverse will come. So slowly, like lot of things you have to keep in the memory. Now one more tricky part I am going to give. Changing the page. Question is, just make a question. Which of the following is correct? So option 1. Suppose you have trace and matrix is AB. It means we are multiplying the matrix. So do you think trace of matrix AB, like A is a matrix, B is a matrix, after multiplication I got AB matrix, and now I am finding out trace. So do you think it will be equal to trace of B into A, or this is option 1. Then option 2. Do you think trace of AB will be equal to trace of A plus B, or do you think trace of AB will be equal to trace of BA will be equal to trace of A plus B? Fourth, none. And whatever answer you are choosing, that should be valid for all type of questions. Now see here, some people are going for the first option, some people are going for the fourth option, and some people are not going for any option. So they are better people. Okay, people who are not going for any option, I love you all. Very good. Always be safe side. Okay, now see guys, this answer, the first answer, if you are saying the first answer is correct, then this answer is correct if and only if this first answer is correct if and only if your AB and BA and AB exist. If these two multiplications exist, then only this will be correct. But because there is no information given about the order of A and B, so we cannot choose this option because we don't know A and B order. I hope you are getting my point. Who knows order of A is 3 into 1 and order of B is 1 into 2. So A, B exist, but BA does not exist. So there is no question of trace. So if this is in your mind that AB and BA is existing, then you are choosing the first option, then you are correct. But because there is no information given about the order of A and B, so right now in this question you cannot choose this. Okay. So option none is correct. Now I'll change the page. We'll go for transpose of matrix. Next heading is transpose of matrix. So transpose of matrix is very easy topic, and it's very simple. What we are going to do here, suppose any matrix is there, just an example, suppose I am taking AB, then PQ, then XY. Okay, so you can see the order here. So what will be my order? 2 cross 3 or 3 cross 2? I hope you are agree my order is going to be 3 cross 2, right? Because number of rows 1, 2, 3. So first we write row, then we have to go for column. So in future, if you are forgetting what we are writing the first, like first we should write 3 or 2 or 2 or 3. So we have a trick here. See, there is a trick I have made. Right choice. So R for row, C for column. Right choice. Right choice is your right choice. Means R, then column. First row, then column. R means right, C means column. Choice. Clear? So you will not forget in future. So what is the meaning of transpose? Transpose of matrix. So symbol is, I will write here A and put here dash. This is one type of notification. Or I will put here A and I'll put power T. So these two symbols are possible to show transpose. And what do we do in this? Whatever first column is given, that first column I will write as first row. It means what? This APX as a column, now I will write APX as a row. And the second column I will write as BQY as my second row. So this was your first column, now it is your first row. You can see what has happened here. This 3 cross 2, now it is 2 cross 3. They all will come. They all will come, Vedant. We are going through very basics. All the topics will come. Symmetric, skew symmetric. Don't worry. So this is how we calculate transpose of any matrix. Transpose is nothing. You have to convert row into column, column into row. Now you can also say that I have chosen my first column and I have shifted as a I have chosen my first row and shifted as first column, then again first row, so second row as a second column, and then third row as third column. So anything is possible. So what we are changing, we are just changing the order of the matrix. Okay, so this is the meaning of transpose. So transpose is nothing but, if you want to write the sentence, changing its row into columns and its columns into rows. Now, based on transpose, you can expect question any year and theoretical question, because there is nothing like numerical question. Easily you can do. This is a tool actually. This is a tool. When you will solve university level problems, this tool we use very badly, like so much. But theoretically, let's see what kind of question they can ask. So based on that, I'll be creating properties. Okay, then just after this property, we'll stop the class for mathematics and we'll start numerical ability class. So take down the property. Your first property is if you have transpose. Yeah, okay, time is running. If you have transpose, then again if you find the transpose, then you get the same matrix. It means if you have order 2 cross 3, first change the order to 3 cross 2. So this became transpose, and then again change the order 2 cross 3. So we got the same matrix. Then second property, if you have added 2 matrix and then you have taken the transpose. So first property was if you have matrix and then transpose 2 times, then you'll be getting same matrix. And second property is if you have 2 matrix and you have added both the matrix and then you are taking the transpose of the matrix, then actually it will be equal to transpose of individual and then you add them. Okay, now third point. Now I will give the third point, but third point is actually very third and fourth are tricky points. So keep in mind, suppose you have any constant number k and you have any matrix A and whole power t. It means what? We are doing transpose. So do you think, like, I want to take this k out. I want to take this k out, like power t. So I can write like this. See, you can take one example. Suppose you have any matrix A is equal to 1, 0, 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1. And suppose you are multiplying with any number 2. So if you multiply with a common number 2, then whether you multiply in matrix A or you multiply this number in transpose, does not matter. This number has to dissolve with all the numbers. So whether you multiply the number into the matrix directly or first you find the transpose, means change the order and then you multiply. This has to dissolve in all the elements. That is the sense. Okay, but the fourth point is more tricky. So fourth point is special treatment you have to do. Very special treatment. Suppose you have A into B. You are multiplying 2 matrices in this order, A into B order. And it is possible, okay, multiplication is possible, and then you are finding out transpose of this. Then this transpose will not be equal to A transpose into B transpose, but it will be equal to B transpose into I should write like this. This answer will be equal to B transpose into A transpose, but it will not be equal B power A transpose into B transpose. What my point is, if you are multiplying 2 matrices and you are changing the if you are changing the order because you are taking the transpose, then what will happen? The order will get changed. Order will get changed means suppose 2 cross 3 matrix is there and 3 cross 1 matrix is there. So here A and B. So AB will exist. AB will exist. But when you will take the transpose, then this order will get reversed. Means what? For the A dash, this order will be 3 into 2, and for the B dash, this order will be 1 into 3. Then you can see same A dash and B dash you cannot multiply because here 2 and 1 is not matching. But if you take this 1 cross 3 in the beginning, which is B transpose, and then you write 3 cross 2, which is A, then it is possible 3 and 3 is matching. Okay. So how will you remember this? when you are taking the transpose of products, then it is reversing. Earlier it was AB, then now it is BA. Same thing happens with the 3. If you have ABC, then it will be CBA. I will change the page. Fifth property you take. If you have A, B, C, and then you are taking transpose, then you have to reverse the order. C transpose, B transpose, and then A transpose. Right? Okay. That's all guys for today for mathematics, and then now we'll start numerical ability. So students who are interested to continue in numerical ability, they can continue, or if you want to watch that video, this video will be available for the numerical ability and verbal ability. You can watch later also whenever you want. Now I'm going to start numerical ability.